featuring a series of partner events which will highlight your favorite products, manufacturers, artists, and more. Join us every day at 2 o'clock p.m. from November 1st through December 20th for exciting interviews, live audience Q&As, and a chance to win special prizes. Head over to the Fishman YouTube channel now to subscribe and set your notifications so you don't miss out on any of these events. Welcome to another episode of the Fishman Partnership Series. I am your host, Ken Susi. You may be watching this stream right now on the Fishman socials, whether it be Facebook or YouTube. You could be watching it there, or you could be watching it with our guests. Fender is here today, and we're going to be talking to someone from Fender. But let me just tell you really quickly, a lot of time and energy gets put into making Fishman products as well as Fender products. And we have such great relationships with our partners, and this partnership series highlights those relationships that we have and how well we work together. So if you guys could do us a favor, head over to the Fishman YouTube and click the like and subscribe button, and please just do that because we'll be going live every single day at about 2:00 p.m. Eastern time. Before I announce our guest, I have someone from Fishman here, Mr. Rob Ketch, who is the Senior Vice President of Sales. How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing good, Ken. How about yourself, man?
I am absolutely living the dream. So, guys, just so you know, throughout this whole event, we invite you to ask us questions and Fender questions. I'm going to post them up here a little bit. You'll see them. I'm going to do this right now. Jody is writing, hi all. Yes, Melissa's writing, woo. So we're going to be posting these things right up in the front. So feel free to just literally ask us anything during this event, and we will stop and answer your question. So now I'd like to announce I'd like to announce a giveaway that we're doing today. This is very special. If you're watching this stream, you can get the chance to win a free Fender California Traditional Series New Porter Special in mahogany. So that is the giveaway today. We're going to be announcing the winner by the end of the stream. So what I want you to do is head over to the Fishman YouTube and click the link to win this guitar. And also, if you're watching on other streams, you can click the links in the comments. That will get you right up there. So guys, don't miss out on winning a free guitar. So now, let me introduce my guest today, Mr. Matt Safranek from Fender. How you doing, bud?
Hey, good. How are you doing?
We're doing great over here. We have so many people here writing questions. Everyone's just saying, look, good vibes. Got to get it to win it. So people are really excited to win this guitar.
I wouldn't too.
I believe you already put your name in, so this is great.
Hey.
So Matt, I know that you're a great player and you also have a background in guitar design. How did you get into music, and how did you get into guitars?
I got started about when I was 13. I had a few friends that had guitars, and I had tried everything under the sun, and my parents were always really hesitant to, like, they're like, oh, you're just going to end up giving it away or not, not playing. So they finally got me Costco pack guitar, and I pretty much have annoyed them ever since. Locked myself in the room, just blasting the amp. And that was where I got started. And then I think my love for really guitars and modifying and, changing was when I was around 15. I ended up getting hired in a guitar store, and they were looking for somebody to apprentice the luthier there. So I got started working with him, basic stuff like soldering skills. I didn't go too in depth. I did, a lot of soldering setups, fret dressings, minor repairs and stuff like that. And that was really where I got into tinkering and modifying, and now to the stage where, pretty much all 20 of my guitars have something changed on them or modified, and, really where I got into that.
That is amazing. So basically, let me ask you this. Can you tell the audience, though, from there, how did you get into your incredible position at Fender?
I've been trying to get a job also at Fender for years. My first guitar was a Fender Stratocaster, so I think it may have been a little bit of destiny from the beginning. But I was working at a coffee shop for a while, and I just got to know the people that came by there, and Fender was located in the town I was in, and I got talking to a guy because he was, listening to the music that I had on and thoroughly liked it. He's like, man, you should, apply for a job at Fender. I work there. And I kind of put it off for a while, and I was just, I was playing in bands and stuff, and I needed kind of the free time. And then finally one day I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. And I was like, all right, and I got signed up to be on the customer service team, and I spent 3 years there learning the ins and out of new, old, vintage product, random things that I would know about, 2004 deluxe bass that I shouldn't know. That's kind of where I learned stuff like that. And then the position I'm at now is I got moved to the product side about 2 years ago, working for the acoustics team, which is really where I had a passion and was, something, different within Fenders. We're really known for the electrics, but we really push our acoustic side. And that just seemed like a cool area to be in, and just kind of a lot of freedom to do what I love.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Actually, we have a lot of questions rolling in here, and I'll pop one of these up. And I'm a big fan of Fender. We're going to be talking about the California Traditional Series. That's an acoustic instrument, but we have a question for the electric side. Will we ever see a Fender aimed at metal players outside of the Jim Root models? And I'll say that I have a couple Fenders that are Telly-esque with 2 humbuckers, so I feel that those are great metal guitars. But do you want to speak to that?
Yeah, I mean, from what I know, being around that team, we have some HH Tellys already out as is. So, looking at that, there's a lot of room there. We have the Ultra Series right now, which has noiseless pickups on it to kind of cancel out that high gain noise. So there's a lot of stuff out there if you take the time to look through the website, where we have, every product on there. But knowing kind of where things are at, I would not doubt that we will have things that will be more oriented for maybe not metal, but we'll say high gain, to kind of be an all-encompassing sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think we should be disappointing that crowd in the coming years of new product.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like you have a super fan here. Alyssa's saying, I have 3 Fender acoustics, and I just bought the Fishman Fender Billie Eilish ukulele. I've been playing it nonstop, so there's a win.
That's good to hear. Super fans are always good.
Exactly. So 2020, right? 2020 has been such a unique year. What has this year taught you as a business?
I think from a business side, I think it's a lot of patience. I think that would be the biggest thing. It's a lot of patience, a lot of roll with the punches. I think we've just learned that we're learning. I guess that's the best way to put it. Is this is a new territory for everyone. So we're trying to figure out how to navigate these waters. And I think everyone else is too. And that's kind of what we see with the sales of acoustics and people really getting into those entry level guitars is. Everybody's looking for a new way to cope or exist in this kind of new way of living. And I think that's been no different on the business side is we're not going to NAMM, we're not going to trade shows. I'm not visiting dealers, interviews. It's all different. I mean, it's same reason we're here, on a Zoom call instead of in person, hanging out is exactly kind of how this year has been. So I would say definitely rolling with the punches has been the best way to sum it up.
Exactly. Guys, just so you know, I'm gonna repeat this just for all of you that have just showed up. We are doing a giveaway on this live stream. We're gonna be giving away a Fender California Traditional Series Newporter Special in mahogany by the end of this live stream. So feel free, if you are on the Fender Facebook or the Fishman YouTube or the Fishman Facebook, make sure to click the like and subscribe button. And also, you should definitely click the link in the description and get a chance to win this amazing instrument. So with that being said, when creating the California series, what was your initial inspiration, and what was the company's overall vision for these instruments?
I think, when we were looking at doing this series, really the big thing was, making something that's uniquely Fender. And I mean, it's always been the eye-catching kind of part of Fender is the 6-in-a-line headstock. And we wanted to put ourselves in a unique position in an acoustic market that's mostly driven by, tradition and not discrediting the innovation doesn't go on. But I think from an aesthetic standpoint, there's kind of a set of rules that are normally followed. And we wanted to be able to put some of what we've done, since, Leo Fender was at the helm making, the first prototypes, and really do something that was unique to what we as a brand, kind of strive for. So keeping it unique and innovative. And definitely when you look at it, hey, that's a Fender acoustic. You don't have to sit there and read the headstock label to see what it is. Exactly.
Let me pass you off to Rob Ketch.
Matt, I had a question about the California series. I know when the series was first launched, it had a lot of great Fender electric guitar, classic custom colors, and then more recently, some really beautiful modern colors. talk to us about the California Traditional Series and how that is sort of evolving and completing the California Series a little bit and some of the differences.
Yeah, so I mean, really, it's kind of going back a little bit on what I just said, and paying homage to, the instrument itself. Outside of any brand, really, it's just where we're trying to, give you some of those more normal acoustic colors, those more palatable colors. A lot of it, when I was looking at it, is thinking back to some of the early, Bigsby style, like D28. I'm a big Merle Travis guy, so
Sure.
having that tilt back 6-in-a-line headstock was such a cool thing. And on top of, aesthetically being cooler, is you get more functionality out of that tilt back headstock, which we added to the classic and special models. You get that more downward pressure behind the nut, and it kind of smooths out the sound and rounds it out a little bit. So it really was not just for cosmetics, but to give it a better overall sound, really. And all the meanwhile, giving those players that may not want, the reds and the blues, but are looking for bursts and looking for natural colors to kind of give them a spot within the California line as well.
Very, very, very cool. And in the line, there are 3 different body sizes. Is that
Yep.
is that correct?
Yep. We've got 3 distinct body shapes for us. We have the Malibu, which is the smaller one, the Newporter, which is the cutaway you see in the middle,
Yeah.
and then the Redondo. And so each of those also kind of gives you a little more diversity, a little more, choices to, what sound you want, whether you're doing more finger style and articulation stuff with a smaller parlor shape like the Malibu. If you're kind of sitting in a cowboy chord lane and are looking for a bigger style dreadnought, it's all covered. Or if you're the crazy guy that goes past the 12th fret on an acoustic, we've got it covered there as well.
Got it. Now that is fantastic. And acoustic electric versions available, I think, in all of the different body sizes, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So
Awesome.
we have your Fishman CD1, which is in the Player series, and then we've got the unique PM preamp in the classic and special, which gives you a little more options there as well.
Nice.
Well, we're actually have more questions coming in here, and actually a lot of comments. I'm loving, here it is. Doug is saying, I'm loving the Newporter and mahogany. Great looking guitar. I'm a woodworker and love working with mahogany. So, so there you go, Doug. If you have, if you look in the description, you can click the link and possibly win one of these. So there's a lot of electric guitar players in here for sure. For the beginners watching today, how would you recommend someone selecting the right guitar?
It's you're going to get a million different answers from a million different people on this one. I taught lessons for a long time as well, and I think the biggest thing, and it may be personal, but I feel like really not, is to pick up an instrument that you genuinely want to play, something that inspires you. When I was first starting, Green Day's Dookie was a huge album for me, and so I surely went out and bought a Surf Green Strat. And whether or not that was the easiest instrument for me to play at the time, that was what, when I looked at it, I felt inspired. I felt, compelled to pick it up and play. And I think that should be the same for any player. Find something in your price range, find something that fits you well, and something that really wants to make you play. I think that's a really key thing there.
Nice. Well, I definitely want to talk specs as far as the California Traditional Series, because I want to know everything about these guitars and how they're made. Can you talk about that a little bit, and then we'll cut over to a video that you guys supplied us just to see it in action. Yeah.
So there's 3 differing levels in here. We've got a player, we've got classic, and we've got special. So when you start out at the player level, you've got a mahogany back and sides with a solid spruce top. And these models do not have the tilt back headstock, and they've got the CD1 preamp, which makes them a little differing from the other ones. So you get a little more of the kind of jangle and a little more higher end out of that because you don't have the downward pressure behind the nut. And then when you move up to the special, you are getting an all mahogany finish. And it's an open pore, so it feels kind of satin, and you can feel the wood in it. And that is mahogany all the way through, so it gives you a little more warmth to it. And then you have the added, tilt back headstock at this point. So that's going to give you, taking out a little bit of the highs, adding warmth to it. And then when you get to classic, that's going to be a solid spruce top, solid mahogany back and sides. And that's going to be kind of like your bread and butter, acoustic sound, really. It's going to be really well balanced, really good for whatever you're looking for. And we'll also have that tilt back headstock, and we'll have the PM preamp as well, which is great for dialing in any plugged in tone. It's super great for that.
Excellent. That is a great looking collection of guitars with obviously a lot of variety, a lot of choice for people to find what it is that connects for them and to them. Another area, Matt, that I know you personally are very focused on, and I know Fender as a company is very focused on, is being inclusive, right? Creating new players, bringing people into the world of music and guitars. And I wondered if you could share, for the people that don't know intimately what it is, tell us a little bit about the Fender Play program and some of the very cool things that Fender has done to give back to the guitar community and really welcome and bring a bunch of new folks into this world that we all live in here.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same thing, that I was talking about earlier, as far as, doing something that inspires you as far as purchasing a guitar, but the same thing kind of goes for picking your music. And with Fender Play, the program really is designed to, let you learn guitar at your own speed, your own pace, and even your own skill level. There's different songs, there's different styles, and different teachers. So really what this is giving, these players, while we're stuck inside, a way to hop on right now for free and start, learning whatever they would like, whether it's blues, classic rock, pop music. You can really pick your own path and watch your progress. There's a system within there to watch, how you're doing on your lessons, what you're keeping up with. And we do live streams of those. I believe every week right now, where it's just kind of, it makes a community out of it. And so they'll deep dive into specific areas of music, whether it's a player, a song, any really thing you could want with guitar. We try and cover there and give you a clear path on, bettering yourself and really learning the instrument how you want to learn the instrument, which I think is key for really moving forward and sticking with it.
Nice. We're gonna head back real quick, and we just want to come back to the California Traditional Series video that you guys have. So you just talked about that particular guitar. We wanted to announce again that if you're watching this stream right now, head over to the link in the description, and you can click and win this guitar. It is a Fender California Traditional Series Newporter Special in mahogany. Please do us the favor, just head over to the Fishman YouTube, like and subscribe, as well as the Fender Facebook page, and like and subscribe there as well. But now we're going to show you a little video of the California Traditional Series. That was currently one of the models we were supposed to show. We have a second video that we'll show you a little bit later on. But here's Rob Ketch.
Yeah. That guitar sounded fantastic. Matt, we've talked about the inclusive nature, the real focus that Fender has on reaching out to new players, welcoming everyone, trying to create guitars that are comfortable, creating an opportunity where people can find an instrument that's not intimidating, that is cosmetically and sonically inspiring for them. I also, of course, as the powerful brand that you are, works with some of the world's top artists. I know you've had a couple of very significant acoustic instrument launches this year, one of which being the 10th anniversary guitar for Tim Armstrong from Rancid. I wondered if you could tell us a little bit about that guitar and maybe your relationship and working relationship with Tim.
Yeah, so as you said, it's been 10 years now, and the Hellcat, the Tim Armstrong Hellcat, has been in the line the longest out of any artist signature guitar. Tim's been great to work with. He always has just great ideas, and he's genuinely enthusiastic about the product he makes, and that has his name on it. And I think that's a really cool part of it. And so to celebrate that, we wanted to do something that would be very commemorative and stand out compared to the rest. So we did some spec changes, not to get too techie, but we did an all black guitar for him.
Sure.
With gloss finish, which isn't normal for the model. And then we did gold hardware on it. Right. Gold guard. So it's just, it looks the part of something that kind of commemorates such a big artist for Fender acoustics. And really how long it's been going, and then just the dedication of him and his fans to this product. We just wanted to kind of do the best thing we could for it.
Yeah, very cool. That guitar does look great in black, and I know the original version of Tim's guitar was really successful, and a lot of people have dug that one. Another artist, perhaps one of the largest artists performing in music today, is Billie Eilish, and Billie has a recent launch with Fender that is super exciting. Matt, if you wouldn't mind, could you tell us a little bit about your working relationship with Billie Eilish and her new signature instrument, and kind of what brought that about and where that's going for you and Fender?
Yeah, so I think something that's not common to knowledge to most people is with Billie started with she started with the ukulele. A lot of songs were written on the ukulele, and that was always a really important instrument with to her. And we've been working with the team over a period of time, and the conversation came about wanting a ukulele, and we decided to get with her team, make something that was uniquely hers, and something that she would really enjoy in playing, and something that her fans would. I mean, I would say she's arguably one of the most dedicated fan bases out there. And we also saw an opportunity where we could just reach, a new set of players, really, people that maybe hadn't thought about, playing an instrument at all. But the fact that they see someone that they really look up to and admire in music, release something, that this would be an opportunity to get it in their hand, and just kind of find a new love or a new passion, as she did. And I think it's resonated well with that community and with her to kind of do what we set out to accomplish with the product.
The graphic and the aesthetic design of the instrument, is that her work as well, or is that something that Fender did?
Yeah, that is her own logo. That
Nice.
is Blanche logo, I believe is how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's uniquely hers, and I think that's the other thing too, is we kind of go back to the original conversation of people playing something that inspires them or something that means a lot to them. For a lot of people, that logo and that design is going to be that thing that's like, oh yeah, there's that cool ukulele I have in the corner. I should probably go pick it up and
Right.
start working on some music. And that's it's a cool thing to reach people that you wouldn't otherwise think would maybe take a second look at something like that.
No, it's great, and the fact that it is an acoustic electric instrument, identical to what Billie plays on stage. It's just fantastic that that very instrument that she uses in the biggest performances in the world, that a fan or upcoming player can buy that same instrument and have that enjoyment and that usage of the instrument, just as deeply as the artist herself.
Totally. And I mean, kind of bringing that full circle to even that stage thing, bring it back to even the point of Fishman is when we started that conversation with about, making this ukulele, is we were like, we need to get the most primo, top of the line system we can get. And that's why we chose the cooler for it, is we knew that she would be pulling that on stage, and that, having that sound and reliability was super important, and that's why, we love working with you guys, because we have opportunities to use product like that, and it's resonated well with everyone.
It's great to hear that, Matt. And I think with I was just reading one of the trade magazines today, and one thing that I learned, and perhaps you can elaborate a little bit, is that in the spirit of giving back, I understand that Fender and Billie Eilish, for all of the sales of these instruments, that you're contributing towards an ukulele foundation, basically, in Hawaii, that was sort of the birthplace of the instrument. I thought that was very, very cool.
Yeah. I, to be honest, don't know all the details of how that's going down, but yes, they're working on something like that. I think that was very important to them to have, something to give back and really just get, people interested, even if they, weren't buying the Billie Eilish uke, because it would be, something to help others learn on.
Absolutely. Great. Thank you.
Nice. We actually have a few questions coming in here. Let's see real quick. Will there be any other ukulele models released by Fender?
Yes.
And because this feed's totally blowing up with "I love ukes." Everyone's saying yes. Everyone's really excited.
To hang on, it won't. I won't say when or what, but just hang around. There's some good stuff in the works that I think people will be pretty excited about.
Okay, great. Well, I did find that other video, but just as I'm pulling that up, I would like to just remind everybody that we are giving away today, by the end of this stream, a free Fender California Traditional Newporter Special in Mahogany. So just do yourself the favor, go into the comment section, click the link in the description, and enter to win this amazing guitar. So I'm going to try, just offhand, to pull this up. I really want to show the second video that we have for you today. So let's see if we can do this real quick. This is Rob Ketch for a second. We're just gonna, he's gonna wave over to you.
Yeah.
And let's pull this this video up real quick. And here we go. This should be it. Nice. We're getting very close to the end of this feed, guys. That was just the Fender California Traditional Series Newporter Special in mahogany with Mr. Matt playing the guitar. You're one heck of a player.
Thank you.
We are going to be back on December 3rd to do a series, the same partnership series for the Acoustasonic, right?
That's correct.
Yes.
Yes, we sure are.
Yes. Okay, great. Well, we're going to be doing that on the 3rd, so guys, feel free to pop in for that live stream too as well. So, seeing how you're a great player, out of all the guitars that you've owned in the past, I had to ask this. Which one was the one that got away for you?
Oh, man. It's a weird one, I think, because I've had I'll give you two answers here. I got a bunch of gear stolen maybe 3 years ago, right before I moved here. And that was my first green Stratocaster that I talked about in the interview. That was my number one. It was Texas Specials on it. I had modified it a bunch. So that's one that got away. The one that I shouldn't have sold, oddly enough, was a early 2000s Telecaster in agave blue, which was just such a great guitar. And I know, there's so many levels of guitars and stuff that's, technically better than USA made stuff, but that guitar had really something special about it.
I love it how it's the one that got away and the one I messed up by selling.
Yeah.
It's the story of every artist. Well, Bones is asking, which artist that you've worked with is your favorite?
Oh, let's think. I've had a few. One that I really like working with, and I don't know if I would say, is necessarily from making a signature model, but just from having done videos and demos, as I thoroughly enjoyed working with Mason Stoops. He was a really, really nice guy, extremely good player. If you haven't seen the Exotic Acoustasonic Strat video we just did, that's on the Fender YouTube page, has him playing on that, and it's just some top of the line guitar work. Really, really good.
That's awesome. There is, I have to draw attention to this. So there's been so much talk on this live stream right now, on actually the comment section. Robbie's writing right now, what kind of instrument is Fender making for left-handed? There's so much left-handed talk going on.
We've got different stuff out there. I can really only speak to what I have on my end, I guess. But we have California series guitars in left-handed. That you can see out there. We also have an Acoustasonic Telecaster in left-handed. I guess I'm trying to just scramble my brain because it doesn't come up as much. And we may have some of our classic design series, but essentially anything you're looking for. If you go to the Fender page and are looking at your product, you can actually sort the entire list of everything from acoustics to electric guitars, by left hand and actually see it.
Nice. Guys, again, real quick, we are giving away, we're getting very close to the end here, Fender California Traditional Newporter Special in mahogany. Click the link in the description or head over to the Fishman YouTube page and click the link in that description to enter to win. We're going to be announcing a winner very, very soon. I'm starting to see the typing going on over here. So let me ask you another question about you. What do you like the most about working for your company?
Oh, man. I think the biggest thing for me is it's really just such a common interest group of people. I think, being on the outside, sometimes people would think there's a lot of suit and ties, pulling strings. But I think really, the biggest thing is it's a bunch of guitar players genuinely want to make guitars as good as we can make them, to make something that's useful, something that we would play ourselves really. And with the ranged amount of players there's so many differing opinions where I feel like we really do a good job at covering all of our bases. And, on top of the fact of that, from outside of a business standpoint, as you just meet really good people. I mean, my entire band I'm currently in is all Fender members and people I've met from there. So it's just really nice having this community of just passionate people that, are super Fender fanatics. I would say there's not one person I don't know who wasn't a big Fender fan before, but even outside of that, just being a fan of guitar in general, You know, it's kind of what drives us in and outside of work, and I think that's really cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome that you have a band, like you go to work and you hang out with your bandmates that are also working for Fender.
Yeah, it made practicing a lot easier. We just you know, brought our gear to work and practiced in the back.
I know. I try to start a band every day at Fishman, but you know, especially with Rob Ketch because he's a super shredder. But he won't he won't allow me to be in his band. So,
our own Zoom band.
Greg is writing. Fender is making so many great guitars now. So I feel like Fender's been always making so many great guitars. So it's never stopped.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that, especially putting in a lot of hard work here, sitting on the couch typing away all day.
So here's another question: how do you see the guitar market currently going right now?
I mean, it's been great. I don't see it going down. I think there was, you know, back to kind of rolling with the punches, but there was so much uncertainty, and I think everyone planned for the worst. And I think just, you know, the past few years, it seems on the surface like music was moving away from such a guitar centric, you know, kind of thing. And now you know, in the past couple years and this year, it's like we can't keep stuff in stock. I think so many people are flocking back to that. I think so many people in mainstream are, you know, looking for something new and something different, and the creativity that can be done with a guitar. You know, and on top of that, I think people need something to do, and it's, you know, the joy out of just learning your favorite song that you've maybe listened to on the radio for 20 years, and then, you know, you figure out a way to pick through the first verse of the song or whatever, and how gratifying that is. So I don't see it slowing down. I think there was some time where people maybe would have thought that would have been the case, but it's just kind of doing the exact opposite right now.
Yeah. So going back to the California Traditional Series, which we're about to give away pretty soon, we're currently selecting a winner. But my question is when you're designing an instrument like this, does Fender take the approach where they, you know, already have an idea of what they want to put out, or is there a specific artist? Even if it's just a, you know, blue sky idea, like, oh, we really want to appeal to this type of artist. How do you guys go about like designing a guitar? And is it always like specified around an artist, or is it mainly like something that Fender decides to do?
I think it kind of depends. You know, each team has their own way of looking at things. With ours, you know, being in acoustics, it's not like electric, you know, at all. And I think that's a big kind of gut check, and something that we all try and keep in mind is you know, it's a different customer, and there's so many different kind of players out there. So, you know, when we're looking at product, we're looking and seeing, you know, what kind of acoustic players are we missing? You know, what needs can we fill, you know, on the innovative side of it? So what needs can we fill that, you know, haven't really been asked for? Or, you know, Acoustasonic is a perfect example. It wasn't really anything somebody was, you know, asking for, but, you know, in the sake of being innovative and trying to make something and make a niche, that's what we did. But, you know, then you run into California, and it was, you know, let's find those people that maybe aren't traditional acoustic guys, you know, and then revisiting that years later, it's like, well, why don't we, you know, expand this line out and include the traditional guys as well? You know, and then you get down into the FA series, and, you know, how do we approach people that, you know, are looking to start playing. So, you know, I don't know if necessarily an artist or a genre, but we definitely pay attention to what players are doing out there. And all of us are guys that are, you know, on forums, watching videos, paying attention to, you know, new artists, and are kind of I wouldn't say in touch, because, you know, we're all getting a little older, but, you know, we're trying to make sure that we're paying attention to what's going on out there, and building something that not only, you know, someone else would want to play, but that we would play ourselves. And I think that's a really key thing here, is building something that, you know, we would use ourselves.
That's such a great approach, because you always have to keep your eyes, you know, on the streets, seeing what people are playing, how they're playing it. It's so great. So I'm glad you guys are hip to that. So Travis Cooper is writing, where are the acoustic guitars made at?
So it depends on which model with these. For the special and classic, we're doing those out of a factory in China. Really, really good factory. Work with them all the time, and specifically for this caliber guitar, we picked them to do this one well. And then the player is also another one that we have in Indonesia. and that one was specifically picked. And they're, once again, a great partner. It was really critical that, quality would be, extremely high no matter what the price point was. So it was a very tactfully thought out conversation when building this.
Nice. So guys, just real quick, we're about to announce this great giveaway for the Fishman Partnership Series with Fender, the giveaway for the Fender California Traditional New Porter Special in Mahogany. This is really great. Obviously we had a great time today, and now it's time to announce our winner. I'm seeing right here, we have a winner that has been watching. His name is Bert Broughton. That is our winner. So Bert, you will be getting this awesome Fender California Traditional Series New Porter Special in Mahogany in the mail pretty soon. We'll be contacting you soon. Congratulations. Is there anything that you want to say to Bert about the guitar he has just won?
I think you're going to have a pretty good time with it. I've spent a few hours or so testing and making changes and tweaks, and that one is one of my absolute favorites in the series. So.
Nice. Well, Matt, this has been a great event for us, and this is obviously the first time we've done this with Fender. I can't thank you enough for being on here and supporting us, and it's always great to be working with you, and I'm sure Rob Ketch has a few parting words as well.
Absolutely, Matt. Thank you very much for joining us today. We learned a lot about you and about Fender and about guitars, which is fantastic, and thank you for being such a great partner. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me today. I appreciate it.
Awesome, Matt. Well, thanks again. And I'm just going to lead us out real quick. Everyone, thank you again. This is the Fishman Partnership Series featuring Fender today. It was such a great episode. We had the California Traditional Series. We gave away a guitar. Congratulations to Bert Broughton. We are here every day at 2:00 p.m. just doing these partnership series videos with all of our favorite partners. And today it was Fender. They were so great. Guys, we'll see you next time. We're signing off.